Soldiers of the occupying Russian army have used ground drones to evacuate the bodies of soldiers left on the battlefield. The images were shared on Telegram channels. The bodies, collected in black bags, are being collected on a drone and removed from the area. The images taken by the Russian military were shared on social networks.
Sweden transferred only 10 of its STRV-122 tanks to Ukraine, and over the course of 2 years of fighting, all of them were damaged more than once, but they are still in service. The 63-ton, 4-seater tanks are similar to the German version of the Leopard 2A5. Forbes reports, the tank's ruggedness is a testament to Germany and Swedish engineering, as well as the courage and ingenuity of Ukrainian engineers who must tow damaged tanks off the battlefield for repairs. Recently, one of the Swedish tanks was featured on the Ukrainian Army TV channel. All remaining STRV-122 tanks are in service with the 21st Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, which also fights with Leopard 2A6 and Leopard 1A5. Since August 2024, the brigade has been fighting in the Kursk region and most likely left the territory of the Russian Federation at the beginning of this week. The 21st Mechanized Brigade has fitted its tanks with additional protection, including anti-drone screens stretched across custom-made frames. They need frames, the brigade tanker told Army TV. There is not a single tank in our battalion without them. The add-on armor works. One up-armored Leopard 1A5 recently shrugged off 8 Russian drones before 3 more finally immobilized it. The toughness of Ukraine's German-designed tanks helps explain why these vehicles no longer top the list of Ukraine's equipment needs. Of the 259 STRV-122s, Leopard 2A6s, Leopard 2A4s and Leopard 1A5s, the Allies have pledged since 2023. Most have been delivered and just 30 or so have been destroyed. Ukraine also got or will get modern tanks from the United Kingdom, the United States and Australia. No, what Ukraine needs is drones, defences against drones, long-range air defences, artillery shells and, more than anything else, a more robust and fair mobilization system to replenish its depleted infantry battalions with fresh troops. Not long ago, a Leopard 1A5 repelled an attack by 8 Russian drones before being immobilized by 3 more drones. Analysts say that of the 259 tanks that Europe promised to deliver by 2023, the enemy has destroyed only 30 units during this time. Ukraine does not currently need tanks, but it does need air defense systems, drones, anti-drone weapons, and artillery shells. In annexed Crimea, in the context of a full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine, Russian security forces are confronting opposition forces and Ukrainian special services. This is stated in the report of the Russian Ministry of Internal Affairs in Crimea for 2024. Security forces admit that during the Russian war against Ukraine, risks have increased that require a quick response. Krim.Reli media outlet says that the main threats in Crimea during the fighting between Russia and Ukraine are local Russian opposition forces and Ukrainian special services. Such data is provided by the acting Minister of Internal Affairs of the Russian Federation for Crimea, Alexei Dmitriev, in a report on the department's activities in 2024. In March, this document is planned to be considered at a session of the Moscow-controlled Crimean Parliament. In 2024, the Crimean Ministry of Internal Affairs will be able to carry out tasks in conditions of a medium response level, a yellow level of terrorist threat in individual municipalities, as well as the continuing risks of offences committed by opposition forces and special services of a neighbouring unfriendly foreign state, says Alexei Dmitriev. The yellow level of terrorist threat has been in effect in Crimea indefinitely since the beginning of February 2023. At that time, Russia had already been continuing its full-scale invasion of mainland Ukraine for a year, and the Ukrainian armed forces were striking Russian military facilities on the peninsula. According to the decree of the Russian head of Crimea, Sergei Aksyonov, the yellow level is in effect in Armyansk, Dzhankoy, Kersh, Krasnoperekopsk, Dzhankoy and Leninsky districts, as well as at transport, housing and communal services, healthcare, fuel and energy, industry and water management facilities. To respond to threats, security forces have been instructed to strengthen control over the movement of vehicles in Crimea and to increase vehicle inspections. Police patrols have also been increased on the streets of Crimean populated areas. The number of police units responsible for maintaining public order on the streets in places where public and mass events are held near critical facilities, government agencies and educational institutions have been increased in order to respond promptly to changes in the operational situation and ensure public safety in the areas directly bordering the Kherson region. 2 joint police units are operating. The document of the acting head of the Russian Ministry of Internal Affairs of Crimea states, "The local authorities controlled by Moscow regularly state that Crimea is completely safe. They believe that they can protect the Crimean Peninsula even from attacks by the Ukrainian armed forces with the help of defensive lines." Sergei Aksyonov claims that he directly reports to Russian President Vladimir Putin about the security situation on the peninsula and the measures taken to ensure it. "We all, the authorities, the military and law enforcement, work as one team. All information from all sources ultimately comes to me, and I report directly to the head of state. His decisions ensure the speed of implementation of measures in terms of defense and ensuring the security of Crimea," says Sergei Aksyonov.